Okay, how do I spend this time that I'm scrolling on my phone? What can I replace it with? Hello and welcome to Our Hearts Are Restless. My name is Alexis. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a moment, guys. I've been so busy. So in October, I started working again for the first time in 3 years. I had my kid in 2020 during COVID. I stopped work around 2019, the end of 2019. And, 2020, my kid came in June and I hadn't worked since. And so I had to get used to working for the first time with children, and it was difficult. I am someone who's always been a hard worker, and I've said in the past that I'm a perfectionist. I just can't. I need things to be done properly, or I would like things to be done properly. And so when I got this job, it was out of necessity. I did not want to work. I really wanted to push it a little longer. In France, children are obligated to go to school at the age of 3. So I found myself, with 2 kids going to school at the same time. And my husband at the time wasn't able to work due to health issues. And so I found a job, and luckily, it's from home. I'm an English teacher basically. So I teach French people how to speak English. And it's great because I can, drop off my kids to school. And then I work from like 9 to 12. And then at 12, I pick them up. I eat lunch with them. I have a little break. I drop them back off to school. And then I come home, finish my job, pick them up at 5. And, it's great. But like I said, going back to the perfectionist that I am, I get very obsessive with things. And like I said, want things done right. And so no matter what it is, if it's teaching or if it's acting or if it's reading something or whatever, if you tell me to do something, I will do it 110%. I go over the top. And that is a problem, or it has been a problem. And I just found myself being so stuck thinking about work all the time. And, like I said, I hadn't worked for 3 years. And, that's a long time. That actually is a long time not to work. I had this, when I stopped working, I had this, after I had my kid, and after like a few months went by, I had this feeling like, should I go back to work? Because I started working when I was 14 and I just didn't stop. And so I had this like little itch that just never really went away. And it was hard for me to accept, just stay home and be a mom and a wife. And, and then I ended up loving that. But out of necessity, I had to go back. And so I had to learn how to balance work and family for the first time in my life. And I just had such difficulty removing work from my mind because I do like the job. I love the job because I know what it's like to learn a language and to struggle with that language. And so when I teach my students, I'm very passionate about it because I actually really do care that they're able to speak. Like I'm able to speak French. And so I just got obsessed. I just kept getting obsessed with how do I make it better for them? How can I, improve my teaching? And it just wouldn't stop. And because I work from home, it's been really hard to remove that from my life. And so I've been trying to set boundaries now for myself because with this obsession, I would get my prayer life just went, it disintegrated. It disappeared. And for a moment I would just, I can't pray. I have this and this to do. I have this and this to think about. And I really just don't have time. Lord, I'm so sorry. And I just pushed it aside. And And it affected me so much. And we don't realize how important prayer is until you stop doing it. And so recently, very recently, this past like week and a half, I was thinking like, what can I do? Lord, please, I really don't want to continue like this. Like, I don't want to think about work. And that's the thing too. I would end up just being on my phone at night and too tired to do anything, too tired to like go for a walk. And like, that's the thing too, I love just walking. That's my form of exercise. I live near mountains, and so where I live there's just like hills, and it's a good, it's good exercise. But I just stopped exercising, and I was just like on my phone constantly, and like my kids would just see me like, Mom, like, pay attention to me. And so, like I said, a week and a half ago, I decided, like, okay, God, Mother Mary, please help me, pray for me. I need to do something. So I planned out. I'm very I like to write things down. So I started writing things down. Like, okay, what do I want to do? What are some things that I want to change? And that's what I did. So I wrote it down. Like, I want to walk. I want to go outside, twice a day for a walk, because it's so important to move. We have no idea like how important it is for your body to move. It's so. I heard it in a podcast with this neuroscientist. Sorry, I apologize. I need to sip some tea. With a neuroscientist, this woman, I forgot her name. If I find her video, I'll link it in the description. But anyway, she talked about how, it actually is super important that we go for exercise, be it walking or running or something. You just have to move, because even though you think that exercise makes you tired, it actually does the opposite. It doesn't make you physically tired. If you've ever worked like in a field, or people with manual labor jobs know this, like really, really difficult, physically difficult jobs know this, that yes, you will get tired, but actually just a little bit of exercise will wake you up, and your mind is a little clearer, and you have that time to just not think about anything. That's so important, is that when you're not moving, your mind just tends to think about things that aren't even important, and you just obsess about it. So I decided I want to move more for the sake of my sanity and for my mind to be clear, because that's another thing. I just became more anxious about so many things that, and then I just became obsessed about those things. And then I tried to control those things in my life instead of giving it to God. I'm looking here because there's a cross. Looking to my right because there's a cross. And yeah. And so that's one thing I wanted to change. So I'm walking, in the morning. I'm dropping my kids a little earlier just so I can have this nice like 15-minute walk before I work. I come home, get get the table ready for lunch, and then I work, and then I pick them up, and then I go and drop them off again a little bit earlier, and so that I can walk again, because yeah, I need it. I really need it. The days I don't walk, I'm just a lump. I feel even more tired than the days that I actually do walk. So that's what I've been doing, and it's a little addicting. It's a little addicting. I really, like I said, I really love to walk. I don't know if there are any of you out there who really likes to walk, but I love to just walk and clear my mind. And where I live, like I said, I'm super lucky. I'm so blessed. And every day, like I never thought I would live anywhere as nice as this, but I get to see mountains every single day. And it's such a blessing. And I'm so happy about that. And it gives me the desire to walk. Another thing I started is this, okay? This. I know, it just looks like a notebook. For those of you who are not watching, who are just listening to the podcast, I'm holding my notebook. But it's not just any notebook. I decided, okay, how do I spend this time that I'm scrolling on my phone? What can I replace it with, right? They always say like, replace the bad habit with a good habit. And I really do love reading. I always read. So that's one thing. I always read. It doesn't matter what day it is. I usually read a little bit, something every day. But what ends up happening is that I've finished my chapter, and then I think to myself, oh, I should go get that thing. I should look up this thing, or I remember I had to do this, and look, everybody's sleeping. I'm alone. It's the right time. Let's doom scroll. So to avoid that, this is what I've done. I've decided, and I saw this too the other day, to write the Bible by hand. I absolutely love writing. And I mean, just like the physical act of writing. I journal. I have a diary. Like I said, I have a little notebook where I put my little habits. And whenever I have ideas, I need to write it down. I'm just that kind of person. I've tried, organizing my life online with the different apps and stuff like that, but nothing beats paper and pen, at least for me. So I carry my lovely friend Maria. I love you so much. For my birthday, she made me this. I will show you here. She made me this bag. She sewed it, and I carry it everywhere in the house with me. It has my pens, it has my books, my notebooks. It's the perfect size for notebooks. So that's what I have, and I carry it with me everywhere. So anyway, I really do like just paper and pen. It's just the easiest, at least for me. And so I decided to write the Bible by hand. And guys, it's so addicting. It is so addicting to write it by hand. Okay, and I've loved it. I've been writing for like the last, I don't know how many days now. But I write it during the time my kids are about to go to bed, and they're just in the room chilling, or even I'll go to the room and they're just like playing and they want me in the room, but I will just write it, and I'll try. I have to, and you have to slow down. You can't rush it. I find sometimes that when I'm doing a daily reading, or when I'm reading the Bible or anything, any of the texts I have to read, that we should read, for mass, etc., I tend to read a little too fast. Whereas this, I am forced to really slow down and take the time to read, and then remember, and then write it down. And I'm trying to write as nicely as I can. And just so it looks nice too. It's so important. Beauty is important. And guys, it's like I said, it's so addicting. If you could do it, take the time. If you've, and that's the thing too, I have struggled to stay on top of reading the Bible, and to really take the time to understand it. And so by doing this, I have no choice but to take the time, read it, remember it, write it down. And I've noticed there are some things, like, I mean, this happens every time you read the Bible, right? Or anytime you read anything, there are things you didn't notice the first time. But I find that while I'm writing it down, it's happening at a pace where my mind can take that time and process it. Like, I remember there was this one where someone asked Jesus to, like, are you the Son of God or something? And Jesus says, like, hold on, let me find it. Where was it? So it's in John. So I started with John, just because I find it the most beautiful out of the four Gospels. And it's in chapter 1, and he says, what do you seek? Jesus says, what do you seek? And they said to him, Rabbi, which means teacher, where are you staying? He said to them, come and see. And for some reason, I've read that so many times, and I think, like, come and see. Jesus asks you to have faith in him. He doesn't ever really tell you, hey, I'm going to take you here. He just says, nah, come and let me show you where you're going to go. So I found that fascinating, and it got me so excited. And I was like, why didn't I think of that the first time I read it? But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm, going for long walks, writing down the Bible, writing down certain habits, that I need to change. There are a few more, but those are the main ones. I started it, but I need to do it. I need to force myself to do it because this took a while to. I mean, I immediately got into it, but in order for me to do the next thing I want to do, which is to memorize or at least be able to, yes, memorize the Bible, to be able to speak it as they used to, I would like to remember for the first time, at least, the Psalms, to start with the Psalms and try to remember it. Like there's so many, I find that such an interesting tradition, like the memorization of things and to just be able to say it out loud in the drop of a hat. Like someone can ask you like, hey, can you recite Psalm 51? Blah, blah, blah. I can't right now. I can't right now. But I really hope to do that in the next couple weeks. So as I solidify the Bible writing, I want to attempt the reciting or the memorization. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, guys. I just wanted to do this quick podcast video just to tell you I'm still here. I'm working on it. I have a few videos that I'm working on. It's just taking the time because of my job, and I'm still trying to balance things out. And this is what I'm doing. And I hope this episode helps you if you're struggling and trying to figure things out. If you're a mom or dad who just got back to working and you have kids, like, know it's okay. Know that God is there. And Mother Mary, she's there to help you. And Saint Joseph, do the Saint Joseph prayer before work to help you be a good worker and not to take it too seriously, but to still do a good job. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know what you're struggling with at the moment. And I shall see you in the next one. God bless.